Let's pick up right where we left off in the last lesson. We have the cube here, and we've turned on the 3D manipulator, transforms manipulator, and we're moving this cube around. Okay, now we're going to look at this next button down here, and that'll give us a rotation manipulator. Experiment with that some. And then we have here a scale manipulator. Alright, so you can see that we're able to do this transforms with moving and rotating and scaling by switching these buttons down here. Now what's neat is you can get a combo manipulator. If you hold the shift key down, you can add all three of these at once, and you can move and scale and rotate in combination there. Now one thing that we see about this manipulator is it's oriented with the world axis or the global axis. It's not oriented with the cube, so we have sort of been stretching our cube into weird shapes as we've done this. Here along the side of the manipulators there is a little menu, and I'll click and open that, and we have some various options there: global, local, gimbal, normal, and view. Right now we're just going to concern ourselves with local and global. So let's switch this to local orientation, and you can see that it now lines up with the cube. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold the middle mouse and drag this around, and you can see how that is lined up with the cube, whereas global is lined up with the world, with this red X and green Y and the Z of the world. So what's nice is in local we can then scale this along the sides of the cube. And again, if it gets too complex, some people ask me, what's this white line about? That is a view rotation. So that's rotating it in the view, like as if it were just a flat rotation, like a 2D program. So you've got the axis rotations there, but you've also got a view rotation active for you. And sometimes the view rotation seems to obscure others. If, for instance, the X rotation, the red one, and the view end up being the same, you almost wouldn't see the red anymore. You can see how it moves around there depending on the view we get. So there we have it. Now let's go ahead and manipulate this viewport a little bit more. Again, using the scroll wheel, I can roll that out, in and out to zoom, or I can use the plus and minus key on the number pad. And you do want a keyboard that has a number pad on it to run Blender. We're going to work with some important keys on the number pad, and that would be the number 1 is going to give us a front view. And probably in order to show you this best, I should go ahead and probably open a new file, because this cube is all twisted and distorted here. So let's do File, New. Alright, and I'm going to roll the scroll wheel in and out there a little bit. Okay, so number 1, we get a front view. That's on the number pad. Number 3, we get a side view. And number 7, we get a top view. So you can quickly switch. I'm going 7, 1, 3. Yeah, 7, 1, 3. Now what's cool is the 5 key right in the middle of the number pad, that switches the view from a flat plan view called orthographic to a perspective view. And that's really more apparent when we get in a view like this, where we can see the difference: orthographic and perspective. And perspective is where these lines go back. They appear to be converging in the distance, like railroad tracks or a road. That's a trick that our eye does on us, to that things off in the distance appear to converge, and that's called visual perspective. So there you go.